Welcome everybody to another edition of Millionaire Mindset Mastery Bootcamp Alumni Testimonials. So we are talking today with Shyma Bonita Kapitani. Am I pronouncing your name correctly, Shyma? Because I know the first one is Shyma. I know how to say that.
It's actually Shyma.
Oh, Shyma.
Shyma, and that is actually my spiritual name. That was given to me by my spiritual teacher, but my official name is Maria Bonita.
Oh, so that's why when you come
Kapitani, up, right?
Maria Bonita. Okay, so that's fine, and that's why when you normally come on Facebook, because it was Maria Bonita, but I'm always calling you. I'm always calling you Shyma. It's not Shyma. It's Shyma.
Oh, Shyma. Yeah. Well, yeah. I introduced myself to you as Shyma initially, so
that's why I remember it.
Since then, I decided I'm going to keep my spiritual name just for people in my spiritual circle.
Okay. Well, so Shyma, introduce, we know what your spiritual name is and your real name is, but do tell us who you are, what do you do, and why do I love you so much? So, just tell yourself who you are.
Okay, so my name is Maria Bonita Kapitani, and I live on the west coast of Canada. I have never been in corporate. I've always been a self-starter and a bit of a rebel. And early on in life, I got this notion that everything that I wanted, I could have, but not money, because I didn't want money. I didn't want to be materialistic. I didn't want to be greedy. And I actually had the mistaken notion that money represented those things. And so I took a training to be, I went to school to be a Montessori teacher, and very quickly I had to start my own school because I just cannot fit into any systems, and I don't want to try to fit into anybody else's system. So that was right from the get-go. And so I started my own Montessori school, which was wonderful. But financially, it was really tricky. And I was also a single mom. And so eventually I found another career that made more money, which was working from home online as a translator. And I really enjoyed that for many years because it made good use of my brain, and it allowed me to stay home and spend as much time as I wanted to with my kids, which was my number one priority. And eventually I got bored with it, and it was isolating me from the world of work, so to speak. And I didn't crave the corporate world, but I did crave more interaction with people. And in the meantime, for all those years, I've been doing tons of healing and learning about energy work and meditation and yoga and all kinds of self-care, and which I used for myself and sometimes shared with other people. And then just a couple of years ago, I thought, okay, I want to teach. I want to share my knowledge. I want to become a teacher again, for adults this time, and maybe for children and parents. And this coaching thing is all over the internet, and it looks really interesting. So I started to look into that, and I got tons of training. I found a course on specifically about blasting through money blocks, and I took over a year to finish that course, and I got certified, and it was really great. I actually ended up hiring one of the coaches that graduated from that course to help me through the course itself so I could finish it, because I have a tendency to start and not finish things. So I finished it, and that was great. Then I hired another coach, and that turned out to be a mistake because she was super expensive, and she said, it's such and such a month for a year. And I said, oh, I can't afford that. That's way too much for me. I'm not at that level. And she said, oh, don't worry. I can get you there in no time. That was a big mistake, because it was just way too much. And I had never worked with her before. I should have tried her for a smaller program. So it kind of soured me. And I felt like, I don't want to be like her. I don't want to be like, she's actually greedy. I don't like this. I don't want to be trained by her. And so then I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to take a break from all this. So I took a little break. And then one day I was scrolling on Facebook. I don't know how I found you, Gull, but I saw your face. I saw your beautiful smile, and I went, who's that? Who's talking so rapidly? I can barely even understand her, but she's so enthusiastic. I want to know who this is. So then I signed up for I watched a few things, and then I signed up for your boot camp, and it was just phenomenal. And it just completely freed me from all those notions about money and coaching and greed and pushiness and all that, because that was another thing about this coach, was that she was so pushy. And I thought, I don't want to be trained by someone who's so pushy. She's going to teach me to be pushy. That's just not who I am. And you're just the opposite. Your program was super reasonable in price. And you're so personal with every single person. Like, you're so loving, you're so giving. And one of the main things that you've convinced me of, which is so phenomenal, is I can have my kids, I can be close to them, I can have so much love in my life, I can do work that I love, and I can have money. I can have it all.
I'm so glad you say that, Shyma, because I just shared a post this morning, and I said, this is one of my superpowers. I'm able to help other people believe in themselves, to believe that they can have it all. They can actually, go out there and actually do what they love, and then have a passionate career, have something that they absolutely are, they're brilliant at, monetize that, so they're actually making tons of money from it, and at the same time have super awesome relationships, have so much love in their heart, and be healthy too. So I'm so glad you said that. That's exactly what I was pointing out this morning. And I think it's so important to have someone who believes in you, and to be able to believe that someone is believing in you too. And I do, and I think I'm able to do that. And I'm so glad you said that. That just validates what I said this morning. So thank you so much, Shyma. Thank you so much. So you kind of hinted at where you were before you started the boot camp. So you're even though you did the Blasting Through Money Blocks program for someone else, you still had these negative beliefs, negative ideas about money, and they hadn't left you yet. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it took a lot of work, and I'm still working on it. It's a very heavy energy that I've been carrying for a really, really long time, because I'm in my 60s now, and that started when I was in my teens.
Yeah.
So there's many, many, many layers.
Absolutely, yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, I do say this.
So I'm not going to turn away from you yet.
Awesome. No, I've been here
for a while longer.
But I do agree, and this is what I say. This is not a magic pill. The stuff I teach, where we go through energy clearings, it absolutely works, absolutely does. But it's like peeling the layers of the onion. You take one layer, and then the other, and then the other, and something new comes up every single time. And I think we were on call, just yesterday, the day before, when something which was such a phenomenal concept came to surface, and you hadn't realized that before, because you were ready to actually accept it, bring it into awareness, and then release it. And remember, we go through stages, because we didn't take on these beliefs in one day. It took years and years and years, and one top of the other, one top of the other. So as you clear away the energy, as we clear away the beliefs, you get to the core of the matter, and you sometimes and sometimes it's completely opposite to what you believe it to be. So you think you don't have money because your mother was horrible to you, or your brother bullied you, or your father left you, or something like that. And you should realize it is, as the case with yesterday, it was something completely different. It's something, it could be a hereditary, or could be an energy taken on for something your parents have done, which is such a phenomenal thing. You would normally think of that, would you? That could impact your money, but it can. And that's the amazing part of doing this energy work. It's just such a phenomenal journey that I get to be on with you guys, which is fabulous. I love my work. I absolutely love what I do. Awesome. So Shyma, what did you actually so how did doing the Millionaire Mindset Mastery Bootcamp change things for you? How did it help you?
Okay, two things happened. One was I was renting a really nice house. I take care of my mom, and I have two adult daughters living with me who kind of help me out with her.
Mm.
And so we were renting a house, and it got sold, so we had to move.
Mm.
And this happened during the boot camp. And so then I had to find a new house, and because of all the energy clearing, somehow or other, I just found this amazing house, or it found me. It's the kind of house that doesn't usually get rented.
Mm.
And it's right on the ocean, and absolutely phenomenal. And in the meantime, I had been trying to figure out, okay, I know I want to have a different online career that's dealing with people rather than just translating documents. And I know that I don't want to just be like a coach. There's something else, like I'm not quite sure. And the bootcamp helped me clarify more. And once I saw this house, I also, it gave me more ideas too. And so now I have much more clarity about what I'm going to be doing, and I've started that. And one of the things that happened was this property is on this house is on half an acre, a big slope towards the ocean, and it's completely landscaped in a really, really fairy tale way. Like it's kind of wild, and it has like all these curves and circles everywhere, and it's just so magical. And the first thing I said about it was, there's fairies living here. There's fairies all over this place. And so sure enough, a few weeks after I moved in, I realized that I'm going to be writing stories, children's stories, and I'm going to be incorporating my whole philosophy of life into these stories. And at the same time, I have a yoga room in here it's a basement room with with French doors opening up to the backyard and a view of the ocean.
Phenomenal. I've seen the pictures, my gosh, and it's on my list. I'm going to come and see you, Shyma. I have to come and see you. And we have to have a yoga session there. We have to just
absolutely, yeah. Well, one of the things I'll be doing is having retreats here for sure.
Yeah, I'm joining yours. I'm joining your first one.
All right. I know, it's so beautiful. And every time I look out the window, I go, oh, I am so, so blessed. And part of me is also going, only in Canada can this happen. We still have wilderness here, and you can actually live right on the ocean. Like, where else can you do that? Wow. Anyway. Yeah. So now I have much more clarity. I've started writing my first book, and it's also going to incorporate guided meditations for children, and of course for their parents. And so I also have some musical talents, which I'll be able to incorporate in that by creating soundscapes for those meditations. And meanwhile, in my yoga room, I'm going to be having workshops for small groups of people, teaching them all the tools that I've learned over the years, in yoga and meditation, healing arts, and just self-care and self-healing.
Nice.
And so I'm writing the programs for those now, and I'll be launching them in the new year. And I'm visualizing that is also going to translate into online courses a little ways down the road. And so all of those together, I think, will get the ball rolling on my new financial situation.
There's abundance coming your way, and you are. I mean, at the moment, if I look at you, already are abundant, and you've brought abundance in so many ways. This house itself is a manifestation of the true abundance that's on its way too. It's a phenomenal home, and it's yours, and you've manifested it. So I think that's one of the biggest achievements you've had by manifesting this home through the bootcamp.
Absolutely.
I think it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I was just saying yesterday, somebody else manifested a car, you manifested a home.
Yeah, and it's so expansive here. Like everywhere you look, it's just like, it's so expansive. That's the only thing you can do here is expand. You can expand your life from here without any effort.
Awesome. So Shyma, what would you say, did you like the most about the bootcamp? What was it that you enjoyed doing the most, or was the best, we say was the best thing about doing the Millionaire
Mindset? About the bootcamp?
Yeah.
Well, your sparkling personality is absolutely phenomenal and super inspiring and just so much fun. And the fact that you're super knowledgeable, super intelligent, super responsible, and at the same time, you're so quirky. And you do this really weird energy clearing. I've done tons of energy work and tons of energy clearing, and I've never come across anything like what you do.
No.
And it's powerful. It's so powerful. And I think that really blasts through a lot of stuff that goes really deep. Yeah,
it does, and I'm so glad you said that. Thank you. I'm very humble about it, but I'm very, very proud about my energy clearings, because I know they are profound and they are so powerful. But then I always give as you say, I never take credit for it. I always say, because I channel those clearings through my guides and angels and through my connection with divine source energy. So again, I feel like I'm the medium to bring the energy into this 3D world from the spiritual realm. So, but I totally say that they are very, very powerful, and say with all the humility possible. And thank you so much for acknowledging that, Shyma. I really appreciate it. Awesome. So Shyma, I know I love you and you love me, but if you were telling somebody who's on the fence about coming to work with me, because now the boot camp's now has become part of the new mastermind that I'm starting in January. So what would you say to somebody who's sitting on the fence thinking, shall I work with Gull or not? What would you say? And what would you say to them to say, to convince them to work with me? Or what would your reason be to them?
Okay, I highly recommend you to anyone who wants to make any improvement in their life. Like, you're a money coach, but you're about so much more than money.
Yeah.
And, I was so surprised by your energy clearings, because you have a corporate lawyer background and you're a money coach, and it's also like serious and so straight and conventional in terms of, everybody wants money. But then the energy clearing was like, what's this? This is, you're combining all these different worlds together.
Yeah.
And that's part of the charm. And your prices are very reasonable compared to many other coaches. And your results are just, the results that you broker are just phenomenal, and they're on so many levels. It's not just about money, it's about opening up your whole life to all kinds of abundance. Absolutely. And you have really great little free introductory programs. I highly recommend anyone and everyone to try them out, and then if they like you, which of course they're going to, then they have all these different opportunities to pay for your services that go deeper. And I highly recommend trying it.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. And now, just a quick question about the kind of people that you've seen who are around me. So yes, you said I attract a lot of corporate clients. But how did you find the people that are in the community that come as my clients? How did you find the support network that was formed because of the kind of people that are in the caliber of people, I should say, in the boot camp, and the kind of clients that I attract? How did you find that?
What did I think of them, you mean?
Yeah.
All your clients are just wonderful. They're all just really focused on expanding their lives, and they're very sincere, and they're open. That's a big thing. They're open to suggestions, to new ideas, to expanding their minds. Not just, okay, how am I going to make more money? Well, this is how. But that wasn't what I was expecting. I thought it would be something more practical. I've never heard of this energy work stuff, but I've seen some of your clients wondering, like, what is this? And then they tried it and they go, oh, that feels really interesting. So yeah, your clients are phenomenal. Like
They are.
you attract really nice people.
I'm very proud to say I attract really high caliber clients, really, really high caliber, who are intelligent actually. And there is a mixture of from corporate backgrounds and those from the spiritual world like yourself, because that's what I am. I'm a combination of corporate and spirituality. So that's why I would attract both people who are very spiritual, not corporate background, but all have entrepreneurial minds, because you're an entrepreneur. You are the way you've been all your life. You've been an entrepreneur, and then the corporate clients they're entrepreneurs too. That's why I always say my tagline is I help entrepreneurs to break free from limiting beliefs. Because I attract entrepreneurs, whether they come from corporate background or from the spiritual world, but they all want to move forward. Plus, one of the things I would say is they're willing to do the work, which I'm so proud of you as well. You're willing to actually push past your comfort zone, because I make you cry, don't I? So there's moments there most of the time when everything becomes really emotional, because we are dealing with really deep emotional stuff. But you guys have done the work, and the results show for themselves. And I'm super, super proud of every single one of you. And you are, and I love every single one of you, because you are friends. I'd say I work with my friends, my clients become my friends, because if I didn't like you, I wouldn't work with you in the first place. And I think you would, I'm so quirky. I don't think you would work with me if you didn't like me. I think I'm like marmalade. You either love me or you hate me. One or the other. Okay, so any last parting thoughts, Shyma, that you would like to tell somebody about working with me, or your experience of doing the boot camp?
I just say go for it, because it's absolutely worth it. You're taking a very, very small risk working with Gull. I promise it'll be absolutely worth your while.
Thank you so much, Shyma. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching this episode of Millionaire Mindset Mastery Bootcamp Alumni Testimonials. I'll be back with another episode with another wonderful, amazing person. For today, thank you so much, Shyma, for joining me. And I love you to the moon and back. You're amazing. You're so awesome. Shyma, can you tell anybody where they can find you? Do you have a website that they can reach you at?
That's actually something I'm working on. I do have a website, but it's not really active right now, and it's called Vibrant Health, Wealth, and Wisdom.
Okay, so when it's visible, we'll just add it to the notes.
Yeah, okay.
On the video anyway, so that they can come and find you. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next episode. And Shyma, have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Thanks for having me. Bye. Love you, girl.